First question for you is, what do you like about your work?
With marketing and everything that I've done around marketing, it's the the creativity that surrounds it. There are certain marketing roles that go very analytical, but with the projects that I've worked on, be it from when I first started, 7 years ago, to everything that I'm doing now, it's the creative element that really pushes me to not only better myself, but to improve the work that I do, the working with the clients, the employers. If I'm able to have that freedom to express myself through my work, then that's a big plus. But then I have been taught to follow a structure. You can't completely have freedom because you'll be spending thousands, if not millions of money or pounds. And with marketing, it's also the freedom to work across different departments. In marketing itself, you have to do sales, you have to do admin, you have to do HR, you have to do everything. And with that, you then get to collaborate with other departments, other members. It could be within the same company, or it could be through agencies or people that you network with. It's such an openly sociable profession that it suits, I'd say the more extrovert kind of people. It's definitely not a role for introverted people, because you're the face of the company or the product, and you're behind the scenes. I mean, the salespeople do the selling, but the salespeople have to have a product to sell. And even though you've got the inventors and the people who create it, you're the one that creates everything that goes with it. You create the imagery, you can create the manuals, everything. And it's that what excites me about marketing. It's the way that you can innovate the most simplest thing into something that could be the next big hit, or you're trying to find a way to promote and basically sell a product that isn't doing so well. And you have to, that's where the creativity and the challenges come into it. So I've always been a person who likes a challenge, and essentially that's it.
Fantastic. How did you start out?
So I graduated in film, TV, and photography at university, thinking that I was going to be the next big cinematographer and win that Oscar. But sadly, life doesn't always pan out as to how you want it to go. I joined a small careers media agency that offered some video editing, and I got approached as an intern, social media intern. I was pretty big on social media back in 2011, 2012, because it just came about with Twitter and Facebook and eventually Instagram. And I joined this company. I was their social media intern. After 3 months, I then became their marketing assistant. And then after a year, I then became more or less the marketing manager, but at a very young age. And it was the founder of the company who kind of shaped me into and molded me into working in marketing. He saw my creative flair. And because I was at the stage where I didn't really know what I was doing with my career, the year before, I produced a music magazine that was only 8 pages long. It was limited to 1,000 copies a month. It was free. It went down the drain because I had no idea how to run a business. And it was just me doing it with friends. So I kind of needed that direction from someone. Unfortunately, I managed to find that. And I never really knew of marketing. I knew what marketing was, but I didn't know about the variety of roles within marketing when I first started in that, from doing social media to email marketing campaigns having to watch YouTube videos on how to edit websites, and even do graphic design work. Everything I've done through YouTube. YouTube has been my education because there's so many others out there who can help. And yeah, it was from that role that I set my life around marketing, and I knew that this was a career and a profession that I could grow in. And the only, I think, negative about it is that it is a very competitive profession. It's mixed as well. There's a good mix of gender mix with the role, and every company needs marketing. The more popular brands are more competitive to get into, and you need to have a very good portfolio in order to be considered for that. Whereas I took the approach of, let's try anything and everything, because there's no harm in having a background in a variety of sectors, and it's paid off because I've learned new things within marketing along, all those different types of companies. And I've seen my career grow with different organizations. I've done a lot of freelance work. I've kind of created my own business because of it. Yeah, so there you go.
Excellent, excellent. And final question, what advice would you give somebody starting out today?
So when I started in marketing, a lot of businesses relied upon experience. As the years went by, a lot of companies loved the experience that I had, but then I had nothing on paper that said I had, a marketing qualification behind me. So those who want to get into the profession, if you've studied at a university, great, that's brilliant. Then go get yourself an internship or an apprenticeship. I thoroughly recommend those two avenues, more so the apprenticeship side, because you get to earn and learn and work with it. If I had the chance to take an apprenticeship, I would. Rather than going to university, I would have taken the apprenticeship side. But then if you have graduated or you're wanting to creative role, be it graphic design or photography, and you want to go into marketing, or you're in IT or something, then it's definitely worth checking out the certified diplomas in marketing. There's several different levels, but level 5 is kind of the equivalent of a 2-year degree. And a lot of businesses globally recognize that. So if you've gone through studying that for, I think it's 18 months, sometimes it's evening classes, you can do independent learning. As long as you get that qualification behind you, which I have, then companies will think, yeah, okay, he's actually spent the time getting this qualification on top of having the experience of 7 years experience in marketing. It's the other big thing about marketing. There's 2 different areas of marketing that I've now found out. There's the digital analytical side, which, yes, it's looking at a lot of data. Yes, it's spending a lot of time on the computer programs. There's a ton of software out there now that can more or less do what I used to do in about 3 clicks. Which would suit the more kind of researcher, analyst type of person. But then you've got the traditional marketing, which is anything from creating flyers, magazines, creating websites, managing the social media. Again, it depends on the size of the company. If it's a big organization, social media will fall under customer services. But if it's a small company, you'll be looking after everything. And I think my tip for anyone who wants to get into it is, as much as my father has told me never go for a small independent company, because there's always the risk that it may not work out, I personally think that's the best place to start. It's by having a small team and getting to know that team over a short or long period of time, you have a mass responsibility, but you also have that closeness with everyone else. You're kind of like a small little family, and you all help each other out. And then from that, if you get a year or two's experience from that small company, yes, the transition to a larger organization may be a bit of a shock, but you'll have a variety of skills rather than being put into content marketing at one company where you're solely responsible for generating content for the website, journals, or email marketing. But then again, you've got teams that look after email marketing, you've got another team for social media, another team for events. If you start at a small company where you're doing everything, you get to then find out which areas of marketing you really enjoy and what you're good at and what you need to improve on. And then when you go and apply for a bigger organization, you know the roles to go for.